Hey there everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Amy the Alien, also known as Amy the Infamous. We're seeing today what's going on in the spiritual realm that is somehow involving you, affecting you, whatever. If you're new to pick a pile readings, you're going to choose which one of these three piles you are most drawn to. Go down in the comment section and click that pile or piles. Pile 1 is called the Angel Numbers book. Pile 2 is called How to Manifest. Make your dreams a reality in 40 days. And pile 3 is Edgar Allan Poe, Classic Tales of Horror. Okay? Trigger warning on all of my readings, but probably especially this one. Because I don't know what could come out. I don't know if something scary could come out, something triggering could come out. All right? Now, everybody keep in mind, this is a collective reading for thousands. So some may resonate, some may not. If you want something more personal, information to book is in the description box. Or you can have that notification bell on so you don't miss when I'm doing $11 mini readings. Thank you everyone for the support, the love, the likes, the comments. It really does mean a lot. If you enter into the $11 mini readings, I'm going to put your name in a drawing to win one of my tarot decks. Okay? So, I will help you guys pick, those of you that are asking. Like I said, I have no idea what's really going to come out of here. I'm just the messenger. That's literally it. That's all. Okay? Let's see. Can Chan, pile 1. Little bit of 3. Hi Anna. Mystical Society 2. Danielle 1. Gwen 2. Hey Shirley 1. You might have a little bit of 3. It would also help for you guys to have that notification bell on as well, just because my schedule is like so not consistent right now. It's all over the place because my schedule has changed. I have a lot of busy stuff that I'm doing. So anyways, we're going to use tarot, we're going to use the index cards, and we're going to use my abilities. If anyone wants to get me a microphone, I put one at the top of my wish list. I'll put that down in the comment section. I'm really needing a microphone so that this sounds a lot better. I think it was $27. You'll be entered into the drawing twice to win a tarot deck if you do that. Okay. Hey Chelsea. So I'm also going to use these books as part of the reading. All right, Chelsea, you are 1. Hey, Gemini Glitters. I'm going to say 3 for you, Gemini Glitters. But as I was saying, too, this has a trigger warning on it because some of the stuff might be a little scary. I don't know. So anyways, let's get into the reading. Touch my body. I'm hearing that song. Oh girl, touch my body. That's Eminem, right? It's not Lose Yourself. It's Hey Jaslyn, I think this is your pile. Pile 1. Is it Without Me? Because I feel so empty without me. Yeah, I think it's Without Me by Eminem is coming through for this pile. And I think he's making fun of Mariah Carey a little bit because he says, num, 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 touch my body. Ooh, girl, touch my body. Yeah, boy, touch my body. Oops, I mean, girl, touch my body. Let's use the book. We're going to turn to a random page that I feel drawn to. So Wouldn't be surprised if you're seeing some of these numbers, especially this one's underlined, 27. Maybe you're seeing 27 or 9, because 2 plus 7 is 9. This is talking about life plan. So you're seeing this number, or gonna start seeing this number, and it's having to do with your life plan. Align your life plan with your soul plan. Okay? You may have a life plan to make money, but align that with your soul plan. Your angels want you to reflect and consider deeply what it is you think you want in life versus what you think you should do. Create alone time for yourself today without people or technology. Ask yourself what you want and free write about it in your journal without judgment. What does that mean? That means not even paying attention to astrology. Some of you go to astrology for guidance on what to do next. This is telling you not to do any of that. This wants you to go completely off your soul, what your soul's wanting. So what is your soul wanting? This is what your spirit guides have been trying to get you to figure out, so that you can combine two purposes into one somehow. So that's a major sign or whatever. I don't know what to call it. Your guides have been sending you or trying to tell you. Because you could have a purpose in life that makes you money, but then you can have a purpose in life like a hobby that feeds your soul, right? So how can you combine the two? The Lovers. What's going on in the spirit realm is someone you are dealing with in love, or you were recently dealing with in love, is spiritually poor. They're going through it in life because they have no connection with source. They have no connection to a higher power. That's why they're going through it. They're always worrying. They're in lack mindset. They always seem to be stressing out because they're lacking a connection with source. And yeah, you can tell them this, but it doesn't mean they're going to listen to you. This person's not going to see movement in their life until they do get some type of belief system. It feels like this person's very lost. So if you're feeling lost, I think that some of their energy is rubbing off on you, or some of their thoughts is affecting you. Like it may be easier to figure out what you want to do next and how to mix this life plan and stuff if you spent some time away from them. This doesn't mean you have to leave them, break up with them, cut them off. But it does mean you need some alone time. You don't always need to be with this partner in your free time. And if there was a separation for some of you, this happened so that you have time to do what you need to do as far as your soul purpose and your life purpose, right? Some of you could be like not having luck at all in love. This is why it's kind of a distraction for you right now. If you're all up in somebody else's energy, how do you know what your energy is? You can get confused. Is this what I truly want, or am I being what's the word? Influenced. So what's going on in the spirit realm involving pile number 1? Hey, Danielle, King, Queen. Ooh, okay. So inner resources struggle, overwhelmed, on edge, fatigue, and lack of motivation. If you're feeling any of this, it's coming from this person. If you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling defensive, paranoid, fatigue, a lack of motivation, tired. Let's see. New challenge. So yeah, you need a new challenge. So some of you may even be losing some of your passion for something you once loved. That's okay. That's because you're supposed to challenge yourself in new ways now. That happens. We don't have just one life purpose, right? We have multiple things that we're supposed to do. So you need to get out of victim mentality. And honestly, so does this partner. They need to get out of this victim mentality. They need to take responsibility for themselves. But you can't make them, right? You can voice your opinion one time. I feel like you're in victim mentality. You need to save yourself. Stop blaming your surroundings. Change your mindset. Change your habits. And if they get mad, whatever, show them that that's what you're doing. And either they'll do it or you'll grow apart from this person. Because love is not the only thing that you need to keep a relationship. They may love you. You may love them. But you need more things. You guys have to have different, same life goals, or at least similar, right? Similar things you want in life. A plan. If you can't plan a life with this person, how are you going to do life with this person? It's supposed to be a life partner. And they need to understand that, right? Yeah, so what's actually happening is that you could be starting to lose your attraction to this person. This is saying rose-colored glasses are lifted. So you may be starting to lose your attraction for this person. Some of you may be wanting to be unfaithful, or you're just starting to have wandering eyes. But if that's not the case, your priority isn't them anymore. Your priority is now on career level up. You're very talented at something that you can make a career out of, pile 1. But you have a fear of failure that you need to get over. You need to clear that energy out, that fear out. And I've actually learned a technique that can help you guys. Right? If you have a fear of failing and like people judging you, and that's why you don't do good at performing or public speaking or something like that, right? You're supposed to like bring something with you, like a pen, a pencil, a crystal. And when you start feeling anxiety or fear, you're supposed to direct that energy into that object that you brought. So basically, if you're about to perform, you're very talented, but you have stage fright. You're scared to public speak, but you want to be an entrepreneur or a CEO. You need to put that fear into that object. You imagine all that fear, all that anxiety going into that object. That's going to help you with this. Thank you so much, Synth Purple Star, for the donation. So you're being guided by multiple guides. I think I'm one of them for you to tell you this information right now, as well as maybe some other people that you may come across that's teaching you how to transmute fear into something greater, right? How to change fear into something else, or how to redirect it into something else, so that you can live your purpose fully. And some of you may want to sit this partner down and try to have a serious talk. Like, hey, we both need to get out of victim mentality. We both need to stop complaining. We both need to stop being in lack mindset. And this is what we're going to do to change it. And tell them that you hope that they do this with you, because if not, you have a fear that you may grow apart. And hopefully they listen. And if they don't, that could be part of your answer right there. But they might need time to process. So give them like 2 days to process. So anyways, what's going on in the spirit realm is a lot of things with your partner. A lot of guidance for you. Angel number 27 for you is showing up. And those of you that don't know what your life purpose is, or your soul purpose, you're going to be just pushed onto that path somehow accidentally. So kind of go with the flow. Go with the flow of life. Don't fight the waves. Everything happens for a reason. All right, so we'll leave pile 1 there. Yeah, I feel like you guys have been getting like signs, but you haven't been seeing it, because it says how to understand the message your spirit guides are sending you. And look what it says. It says mystic. So mystic, I think this is your pile. You're welcome, Ken-chan. All right, we're going to move on to pile number 2. So this is pile number 2. Welcome in, everybody. As I said, the book is part of the reading. So we're going to flip to a random page, which I feel is going to be very close, actually. Page 3. Intention. This is where I feel drawn to read. We are manifesting all the time. The question is, are you creating the life you want to live? This book aims at helping you to shift from a belief in scarcity to one of love and abundance, to heal your perceptions and allow you to see an abundant world, and to believe that you can manifest anything that your soul feels aligned to. The best part is that you don't have to do this alone. That's why this is a co-creation. You always have access to guidance. When you can step into the receptive and intuitive part of yourself, you will have the ability to tap into the infinite potential that is within you and all around you. You have everything you need within yourself to manifest the life of your dreams for the highest good for all involved. So do you see how the intention is not self-serving? The intention to really manifest here is telling us highest good for all involved. So what is the bigger purpose of whatever you're trying to manifest, pile number 2? Is it because you want to be giving? You want to make sure everyone you see, you can make sure they have something to eat. You want to make sure your family isn't suffering and they can pay the bills, you know? Maybe you want to make your own charity with the money that you receive off of something. So really, what is the reason why you want to do this? What is the deep reason why? That's what you have to figure out first. And once that intention is set on that, I think this is going to help you to achieve it a lot faster instead of it being like a selfish reason, right? But also now there's emotion involved in it once you do that. Now there's a purpose for this. There's a purpose for this goal now. Now there's passion in it, right? They told me to flip another page. We landed on living in the present moment. The power of now. So this may be something you guys need to work on to really manifest. And notice here it says mirror work. Mirror work is going to help you. What is mirror work? Looking into your eyes in the mirror and saying positive affirmations, as well as you say in present tense the life you want. You don't say I want. You say I am a successful business owner. I am a successful YouTuber. Whatever it is, right? And you do that every day. It will help if you do it, especially right when you first wake up in the morning, when your brain isn't fully awake. But this is also talking about here devotion to a higher power. Prayer and meditation helps your mind, body, and soul come into alignment in the present moment. Today is all about living in that present moment. So you know what? You're going through an epiphany right now of remembering who you are and what you came here to do. Realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. Some of you struggle with PTSD or anxiety, thinking too much about the future. None of that exists. So when you start thinking about the past, redirect your energy to right now. What's going on right now? You laying on your bed? You're watching YouTube, right? This is what you're doing right now. You got to redirect that energy. You start thinking about the past. What if I do this and I fail? What if I do blah, 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 blah? No. Right here, right now, is where you are. That's all there is. And if you mess up, take just a couple minutes to process it. An hour, 2 hours, maybe 3 at most is all it should really take. And then move on. You guys may need help with moving on. And you know why you do the overthinking is because you're not grounding. You're not doing your meditations like you're supposed to be doing. Spirit has been telling you what to do in the spirit realm. Spirit could even be messing with you. Let me explain how Spirit is messing with you in the spirit realm. Making it to where your Wi-Fi isn't working, so you stay off the TV, the internet. Making it to where everyone's busy, so you have no one to hang out with. So you have to basically focus on yourself, your spiritual practices. Spirit also could be doing things to make you feel bad. Like if you go to smoke weed, you have anxiety now because Spirit told you to stop. So now Spirit is messing with you in that way. These are just examples, okay? But Spirit is guiding you to do and be the person you said you wanted to be. Some of you had really hard time cutting out certain habits, and that can do with thinking patterns. And Spirit is going to make sure you do not miss your purpose on this earth. That even if you have to suffer to learn the lesson, you're going to learn the lesson and get on your path. And it could be different for everybody, right? It's going to be different. Wow, Kanchan. Okay. And I think for some of you, Spirit has been telling you to change your diet because your diet is affecting your mood, It's affecting your energy levels. It's affecting, some of you are having GERD, indigestion, bloating, you know, some type of issues, skin issues maybe from the food, because Spirit is trying to tell you your higher self doesn't eat like this. Your higher self doesn't drink like this. Your higher self doesn't do this. The version of you that you want to be does not do this. Right? So really, to have that life you want, you have to let go of this life. And what's happening in the spirit realm is things are aligning for you to be able to do this. But you have to open your eyes and see how some of the things you could be viewing in a negative lens is actually positive and is guiding you to who and what you're supposed to be doing, you know? Who you're supposed to be, you know? This is about raising your standards. It's also about raising your standards and what you expect out of other people as well as yourself. You guys may have settled in certain ways, but you don't fully realize it. So Spirit is doing things. Things in the spirit realm are happening to get you to realize this. Repetitive tasks. What are you repetitively doing that's not working for you or not getting you anywhere? That's what you need to stop. And Spirit is doing things like, if Spirit knows you wake up and you start scrolling first thing when you wake up, Spirit is making it to where like your homepage isn't loading. These videos keep glitching. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's happening is in the spirit realm is they're helping you to cut out these bad habits that aren't going to get you to your higher self. You're literally being so guided right now, and I think Pow too, you don't even see it. If you can focus, like it says, for 40 days, cut out these habits and just be disciplined for 40 days, you're in a whole new reality. You're in a whole new mindset. You're a brand new person. This is also a Virgo card, which is about paying attention to details. You're not seeing these little details, I don't think, that have been going on. They've really been talking to you. I mean, I feel like you guys were been supposed to have certain blessings. You were been supposed to get those 1 million followers. You were been supposed to get that $1 million. Whatever it is. And you can do it in 40 days, is what Spirit is saying. That's what the spirit realm is telling you. If you focus and stay focused for 40 days, you can do this. Within a short amount of time. 40 days is not that long to change your life to the level that this is talking about. You change your thoughts, you change your actions, and then you change your reality. And some of you do need to change the way you talk about yourself and see yourself. As well as other people. Too judgmental, too critical. You're judging other people harshly. You're judging yourself harshly. You need to see the world with more love. And that's going to make your world a lot more peaceful. You notice how there's 2 8s here? What goes around, come around. If you've been giving out negative energy, it's going to come back to you. So if you're judging people, even in your mind, people are going to do that to you. But also, this is talking about abundance. Your money, your riches, your abundance is tied to how you treat people, how you speak about people, how you treat yourself. So if you're being not the best person, you're not going to make money. But if you're being a great person, you're being generous, you're being kind, you're spreading love, that's going to come back to you as well as a bunch of money. So what's happening in the spirit realm is that basically your blessings are tied up with even like the way you're treating people, your thoughts, all of that. Some of you are feeling intuitively guided to go on a shopping spree, to get a new wardrobe. You know what I noticed? I was just saying this to myself today. A lot of really wealthy and stable people, they wear a lot of brown. And you guys may not like that color, right? But if you start using the color brown, it could be helping you with certain things. Hey Joy, thanks for watching. Okay, so change that negative mindset. If you're some of you're taking things too personal too. You're taking things too personal and twisting people's words around. That's not all the time. That's not everybody in this pile, but that is some people. Right? You think people are bullying you because you're low-key bullying yourself or others? Like I said, it doesn't have to be out loud, but it could be what you're thinking about people. And this could be coming, it says mom down here. You need to heal your mother wound. Something with a mother wound. I don't know what happened with a mother. May be different for all of you. But that's affecting a lot here too in your life. You know, if you did have a mother that passed, or you had a mother that was mean to you or abandoned you, you do have to heal that, because you can't be the victim forever. Because then guess what? You're the victim forever. You're the predator to other people for no reason. So really what's going on in the spirit realm is spirit is taking the wheel, making sure you cut off these bad. It's not even so much about manifesting the new reality as it is letting go of the old reality. And you got, what, 1 more month until the year of the snake is over, cutting out habits, shedding old skin. And then things are picking up with the year of the horse in February. Do this by February. I'm telling y'all. Cut these habits out. So it really does seem like they're teaching you the hard way, but in an efficient way. That's what they're doing in the spirit realm for you. It feels tough, but it's gonna help you so much more in the end. Negative thoughts. Some of you may have spiritual parasites you need to get rid of as well. So you're being very helped right now in the spirit realm. That's all I can really say. You may not like the way they're helping you, but later on you will. It's like they did a whole meeting about you in the spirit realm, and they figured out all together, your whole team of spirit guides figured out what they thought would be best, and they started taking action on that, and it's been working. Because you are shifting into a better person. You're so much better person than you were. So don't be thinking about the mistakes you made in the past, judging yourself. Don't do that anymore. Let go of that. If you just are trying to hold yourself accountable by punishing yourself, that's not going to get you anywhere. There's other ways to hold yourself accountable. Like what? Doing better next time. Thinking of a plan, how to be better next time. Don't put yourself in high cortisol by punishing yourself with your thoughts or your actions or whatever. You're human. All right, we're going to leave pile 2 there. All right, definitely a trigger warning for pile 3, just because it is Edgar Allan Poe horror, okay? So definitely a trigger warning. Give you guys a couple of seconds to X out if you don't want to hear this. Because part of the book, I'm going to flip to a random page and it's going to be a part of the reading. Because we are asking what's going on in the spirit realm, and not all of it has to be all sunshine and rainbows and the spirit's trying to help you. For some, it may be the total opposite. Okay, so let's go ahead. People should have had enough time to really get out of here, right? Wow. It would be this one, right? The fall of the House of Usher. So give me a second to see what part of this I'm drawn to. Talks about right here, I uplifted myself upon the pillows and peering earnestly within the intense darkness of the chamber. I threw on my clothes with haste, blah, 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 blah. Stuck together. Let me get a mist of what's going on here. And now the champion, having escaped from the terrible fury of the dragon, bethinking himself of the brazen shield and of the breaking up of the enchantment which was upon it, removed the carcass from out of the way before him and approached valorously over the silver pavement on the castle to where the shield was upon the wall. So everybody's going to have their differences and how they see this story, right? But I'm going off what spirit is telling me. So it could be kind of metaphors of what's going on in the spirit realm and not literal. Whirlwind, the entire orb of the satellite burst at once upon my sight. My brain reeled as I saw the mighty walls rushing asunder. There was a long, tumultuous shouting sound like the voice of 1,000 waters in the deep, and dank tarn at my feet, suddenly silently over the fragments of the House of Usher. You know, it's really making me feel like you're in a haunted home. Father, there's a lot of spiritual things going on behind the scene in your home, wherever you're living. For some, this could be that you grew up on a haunted house. It's affecting family, or it has affected family because it was a haunted home, right? This thing, oh, look at that. All talk, manipulation, self-expression. So this is more than what's just going on in the spirit realm. It's somehow merging the spirit realm with the physical realm, the dimension that you are in. But this could be talking about the past as well. So you really have to use your discernment here. It almost like would create doppelgangers of your family members, right? So it's like out of nowhere, your brother, your dad, your mom could be starting shit with you or other family. And it's not even them. It's a doppelganger of them. And it's basically stirring up chaotic energy in the home because it's feeding off of that, or that's what it was doing if this was a home you grew up in that you no longer live in. A doppelganger, so that's a German word, basically for someone that can shapeshift and look exactly like someone you know, right? They could shapeshift and look exactly like your father and speak to you and they sound like your father, right? But it's not your father. It was a shapeshifter, right? So that's what a doppelganger is. But there's a story of it that if you see your own doppelganger, you die. Like, it kills you. So a lot of times people don't see their own. They do, they die. So it could be confusing, right? Then the doppelganger goes in another room and then you see this family member come in from a different room and you're like, you were just here talking to me. And they're like, no, I wasn't. And then you think they're gaslighting you. But they're not. It was just something really super weird going on. And this makes it worse if you grew up in a family of drinkers that drink alcohol, like to party, like to drink, like to, indulge in some way. This was making it even worse because that's even easier access. For some, this could have been a grandmother's house too. It's about lack of foresight. So you know what also was doing? It was messing with people's intuitions and psychic abilities as well. It was basically making them think they were seeing, or even you, because you're intuitive, right? Making you think you're seeing predictions of the future that wasn't real predictions, just to kind of make you scared, especially scary predictions. That's what this thing was doing. Because again, it feeds off fear, it feeds off chaos, fighting, all those lower vibrational energies is what's keeping them stronger. And they're showing me, is it Coraline? I've never seen that movie. I've only seen like bits and pieces of clips. But basically where she gets like these evil parents that aren't really her parents. It's making me think of that, like, because either your parents are getting doppelganged, or it's not them, or they're getting possessed. And it's making them act as if they wouldn't normally. And this is something that has been happening for a long time. And if it did stop happening, it did happen for quite a long time. Again, conflict. Maybe you grew up with a lot of fighting in the home. It could have came, like I said, from like a grandparent's home and followed over to your home as well. It's definitely like trying to collide worlds together. That's what it's trying to fully do. Collide these worlds together, these dimensions, these realms together, whatever you want to call it. Let's pull a few cards. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Who can you think of that has brown hair? Demons. This person may still be battling some type of demon. It's a female, brown hair, feeling defeated by some type of demonic energy. They may not even know it's a demonic energy. This could be a parent, a step-parent. Look, it says evil parent or step-parent. They're not actually evil. It's this thing fucking with them. Okay. Is there anything else? Resentment. I suggest you guys get some cameras inside of the house. If you have some, you need to start watching them. You'll see these spiritual things going on. You'll hear whisperings, you'll see orbs, you'll see maybe even doppelgangers literally on the cameras on if you have inside footage. Where did they come from? Where did they come from? Try to see where it came from. Maybe somebody was in jail or prison. And that's where it came from. Just darker entities that can do this doppelganger stuff. Did you have a grandparent or a parent that was in prison that this maybe came from? They weren't that great of a soul. Might have been a good person, but a dark soul. They're saying what they went in there for wasn't real. Like they did time for some false accusations, but that may not be the full truth. And I ran so far away. Why am I hearing that? Did you guys used to have nightmares on this property? The property it's talking about, you may have used to have nightmares there. About that place, about that house. You had a lot of nightmares as a kid. Or there's a kid that's having nightmares now about the house. Look, it wants to be you. It wants to take your place. Wants to live your life for you. So, is there anything else we need to really know? Cover and lock your mirrors and the problem should start to go away. If it hasn't already. Cleanse, cover, lock the mirrors. That includes the TVs, black mirrors. Maybe you have a black fridge or a microwave. Hey, I count that as a black mirror too. Because it seems like they're coming in and out through those mirrors, those portals. Mirrors are portals, so that's how they're coming in and out. So if you cleanse the home and then lock the mirrors, they can't come in the home anymore. Because if you keep cleansing the home, but you do nothing to the mirrors, they're going to keep coming back in. So that's what needs to happen, okay? If you haven't already. Maybe you already did it and this is talking about the past. Just use your discernment. I don't know. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the reading. If you did close and lock it, it's waiting for a time where you go to a home or out in public and it can find a way to get to you and hopefully get back into your life in the spirit realm. So just be aware of that. Could definitely be trying to do that, especially a time where you're going through things and it can prey upon you, or a time where you get drunk or something like that, where it can prey upon you, and then it has permission to follow you home. Doesn't matter if you cleanse the home, then now it has permission. Okay? Even watching scary movies. So be careful on the horror stuff too much. Love you guys. Bye.